At No Human Waste on Ohio Farms, we're concerned with the health of Ohio citizens, the safety of our water, and the cleanliness of our environment. This video focuses on Greene County, Ohio, specifically near the corner of Hilltop and Fairground Roads, just northwest of Xenia, just east of Beaver Creek. As you know, at NHOF, we're focused on municipal human sludge and industrial byproducts being spread on farm fields in the form of biosolids, which are called safe by the EPA, but we object, claiming that more studies and oversight is needed in order to achieve complete safety for Ohio's citizenry. Recently, we were contacted by a few Greene County residents who clued us into another questionable practice taking place here in our area: the open dumping of domestic septage onto farm fields, which are also sometimes used to grow crops. Domestic septage is the human waste suctioned from our domestic septic tanks. If you live in the city, your flushings go to the wastewater treatment plant for processing, but if you live in the country, you likely have a septic tank and a leach field. These non-municipal toilet flushings are suctioned out of your tank by a large truck and then disposed of in one of three ways. 1, they're taken to a municipal processor. 2, they're dewatered and put in a landfill. Or 3, in this case, they're spread on permitted agricultural fields. One citizen we spoke with, who wished to remain anonymous for fear of retribution, explained to us that a local septic disposal company has been operating at this farm near the corner of Hilltop and Fairground Roads for at least 4 years. They haul waste to the farm and dispose of it by spraying it on the ground straight from the trucks. He claims they come to the area 2 to 4 times per day, all week, nearly year-round.
I've got a 6-year-old who plays out here. You know, we're on wells, and then I see these guys driving up down the road all the time, and you know, and after I began to figure out that they weren't just back there to hunt. That it's off season. There's no reason to have their big sewage truck back there. You know, I followed them. They went by, and I followed them, and sure enough, they went down the lane. I seen them go out in the field, and then they began spraying.
Now, we want to make it very clear, in no way are we accusing anyone of wrongdoing or criminal activity. The state of Ohio does allow for this practice, but, and this is what residents are concerned about, there are many restrictions placed on this activity by the EPA, and are these restrictions being heeded? We don't know. Some of the restrictions are as follows: the number of gallons disposed of, the nitrogen carrying capacity of the soil, the time between applications, the types of crops that are allowed to be grown on applied fields, the times between applications and the types of crops to be grown, the acreage versus the amount of sludge applied, and so on. The citizens in this area are worried about their well water and the runoff which may threaten the surrounding area. Local hunters have reported foul stenches coming from the lowlands to which the runoff may flow.
1/8 mile back, a 1/4 mile back there is where there's a depression behind a hill behind our house. There's a swamp that borders their property, and I smelt the swamp before I even saw it. That was something was just off. I thought something was dead back there. So I'm back there scouting around, and then I eventually make my way to the swamp, and I was like, wow, this is odd, but it stunk. I didn't thinking about these guys until, you know, I started thinking about them back there all the time, and how often can you really dump on a 100-acre farm?
There's the swamp that borders right up against it, and you can notice a little field runs right down to it.
And where are they spreading?
They're spreading here, that I know of, that I've seen.
The frequency of the dumping, the carrying capacity of the land, and whether the regulations are being followed are all very concerning to the residents. If you have any information about this dumping site, we urge you to contact the proper Greene County office, the Ohio EPA, the local township trustees, as well as your fellow neighbors in order to get a proper handle on exactly what's going on. The application of biosolids to farmlands was a big surprise and eye-opener to us. The open application of domestic septage is an even bigger surprise to us. Both of these issues warrant the attention of the citizenry. Thanks for watching this video. Please consider liking and following this page and sharing it with others.